Your Excellency, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and Madam Ban Soon-Taek, Vice President De Castro, Senate President Villar, Deputy Speaker Villarosa, Secretary and Mrs. Romulo, Senator Mrs. Angara, His Excellency the Papal Nuncio, members of the Secretary General's delegation, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Cabinet, members of the House of Representatives, members of the private sector, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, welcome to the Philippines. We're happy to have you here, not only because you honor us by being able to have the Secretary General of the United Nations be here in the Philippines, but also because you are an old friend of the Philippines. When you were Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, you were already a valuable partner in the development of our country, and now all the more. Our history of friendship and cooperation motivates us to give you our unstinting support in your work in the United Nations. In your work to institute far-reaching reforms, for instance, in the United Nations, and in your work to search for peace and to keep peace all over the world. We are very proud of the signing of the agreement earlier for a standby arrangement for our peacekeeping forces. We are very proud that our peacekeeping forces, especially the police force, is one of the largest contingents to the UN peacekeeping operations. Your Excellency, we also thank you for your support in our efforts to bring peace to Mindanao. It will be recalled that the government canceled the proposed Memorandum of Agreement on ancestral domain with the MILF even before the injunction of the Supreme Court. We have embarked, as we've explained to you earlier, on a new paradigm for the peace process, focusing on authentic dialogues with the communities. We want to bring peace to Mindanao in a way that is open and transparent and represents the true will of the people. Our negotiations with the armed groups shall now be within the framework of disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration, a UN-accepted process for resolving armed conflicts. The number of persons displaced by the attacks of renegade elements of the MILF and the law enforcement operations that followed has now been reduced by half, as has been reported to you earlier. We thank the UN for your assistance, which enables us to assist more internally displaced persons inside and outside evacuation centers. Excellency, your visit is an opportunity to reinvigorate our search for a lasting peace in Mindanao. There is no alternative to peace. And as we have been quoted earlier, there is no alternative to dialogue. So we are working to isolate the renegades, listen to the local communities, and count on responsible elements in the MILF to regain control. In continuation of this effort, we will cooperate with the Alliance of Civilizations, especially on interfaith dialogue, which is also one of your areas of great interest. Your Excellency, in the midst of the global credit crunch, you have said that, and I quote, "We need to restore order to the international markets." It is timely that you organize this year's UN agenda around the impact of the global economy on the poor. We congratulate you for your many actions towards this, including your comprehensive framework for action on the global food crisis. The world is fortunate that in Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, we have a man of stature, vision, energy, and leadership who will be with us as we manage these momentous issues that affect us all. Your Excellency, you also said in your recent address at Harvard, your alma mater, and we have several Harvard alumni here with us tonight, to greet you. You said, and I quote, "We need to think more about those people with no street. Wall Street, Main Street, no street. The solutions must be devised for all." End of quote. We share the Secretary General's belief that global solidarity is a necessity to achieve the common good. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to rise and join me in a toast to His Excellency Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Madam Ban Soon-Taek. Mabuhay!